Earning $200,000 and living paycheck to paycheck. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of Heise Says US. Grab your stein of coffee or your cup of joe and let's have a look at this article, which is discussing paycheck to paycheck nation. Why even Americans with higher incomes struggle with bills. It seems to be a universal problem, one that is happening here in Australia as well, just the lack of financial literacy. The number of professionals that are earning six figures and living paycheck to paycheck, or here, depending on mortgage holidays to stay in their home, is frankly quite disturbing. It shows a lack of financial understanding. So let's have a look at this article. A house, 2 cars, a kid in college, Debbie and Nikki Lbry had all the markers of a middle-class life. But they both remember one purchase, Nick's $600 bass amplifier that prompted one of the biggest fights in their 4-decade marriage. He didn't tell me. He hid it in the trunk of the car and I found it, Debbie said, laughing 14 years later. To me it was like, oh my God, how much will this screw with our budget? An unexpected bill like that is what separates millions of Americans from financial disaster. In fact, survey after survey for years has found that most people in the US live paycheck to paycheck. And I wouldn't think that's only the US. I'm hoping here in Australia, this first recession we've had in 28 years, so there's a whole cohort of our workforce that doesn't even remember a recession. I'm hoping this will wake us up. A lot of people will get control of their finances. Today, amid the pandemic, a third of US adults say they are having difficulty covering everyday costs such as food, rent, or car payments. A third, 33% of adults. While people with the lowest income face the biggest challenges, even some households making above $200,000 are straining to pay basic expenses. It's probably because they're wasting a lot of money on things that they don't need, on luxuries that they don't need. Out-of-state college, leasing a car, buying too much house. For many families, walking the tightrope of financial stress with little to no savings is hardly a pandemic-specific condition. Over a year ago, more than a third of Americans said they could not cover an unexpected $400 home repair bill. Wow, that's depressing. Or hospital bill without going to debt, or at all. So, 1 in 3 adults are having trouble paying their bills, and here you have less than 25 grand, 63%, and the average is 34%. And it just goes down from there. Indeed, the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle has long been a widespread affliction. Single mothers live it, young professionals live it, even college professors and retired tech workers live it, like the Lbry from Pennsylvania. They were among 3 households that let NPR look at their monthly budgets before and during the pandemic. The budgets offered a window into how life's costs can sometimes leave little financial wiggle room. So let's have a look. I'm going to have a shot of coffee to see how much fat are in these budgets. What do you reckon? I have to stop saying fat. How many useless carbs are in these budgets? So, what comes in goes out, said Debbie, poring over the spreadsheet with her husband Nick, a weekly drill since the amplifier incident. Well, if that was 14 years ago, they should have it under control, shouldn't they? These individual stories, like anyone's, are complex. There are winding career paths and unexpected health crises, loans and credit card debt, difficult choices and a few regrets. But the economic backdrop, too, has been unforgiving even for those with good incomes. For decades, US wages have failed to keep pace with the rising costs of what many perceive as essential ingredients for a successful American life. Good education and healthcare, a home and a family. Sounds very similar, doesn't it? Student loans are a yoke around young people the minute they graduate and keep many parents from retiring. Medical bills can set people back for years, as they did for the Lbrys. A home mortgage and utilities can bite off half of their monthly income, especially in bigger cities. And the biggest, the university fees in the States, it's just a complete mess. The government just needs to get out of it. Just needs to completely get out of that business and let the market readjust. then those universities will have to compete for their students and not be able to just charge them an arm and a leg. That, we'll see. The problem is it comes down to political will as well. Having people in university debt, that shackle on their back, that makes them a unified political bloc too, that you can appeal to, manipulate, and use for voting. So in some regards, there's a disincentive to free that burden from a group of your voters. Or is that too cynical, everyone? So income growth dwarfed by rising costs. College and education, yeah, government's involved. Healthcare costs, housing costs, all shooting up. All those housing costs of only 31%. Compared to Australia, that's you don't want to know how expensive our housing is over here, guys. It is just ludicrous for what we get here. Americans would be shocked. They will be utterly shocked of what we get, even when you factor in the exchange rate for our dollar to the US dollar. It's insane. Little specky $1 million plus. A snapshot of monthly expenses cannot paint the full of a picture, but it shows how financial strain sustains as income change. A tight budget means ignoring a janky phone, while a bit more money can mean finally upgrading. And who cares about a phone? You can ignore I really delay. I did that. I had a phone that I really put off upgrading for quite some time. I mean, that's not a necessity. I don't feel like it. Even if I'm saving, I'm ever going to get ahead of anything, said Rhoda Alvazia, a dental assistant and mother of 2 teenagers in Ohio. I feel like it's a constant struggle. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to live paycheck to paycheck. See, this is the problem, though. This is the sad reality for a lot of people. If you get into a mess, you get trapped. Rona calls them little spendings. Nothing special or life-altering. New tires swiped onto a credit card, a last-minute birthday gift, soccer cleats, shin guards and gloves for her youngest teenager. You don't think anything about it, the 45-year-old said. Or you do after you've done it. You're like, God, what did I do? Well, you need to get rid of the credit card, honey. You need to cut it up and get rid of it. If you're buying crap like that, you need to start paying cash. Go old school. Debt is powerful, which is why most Americans have it. For Rhonda, a loan helped her to discover a dental assistant career she loved, both for the work and for the pay. After never going to the dentist until she was 18, she now geeks out learning about gum surgery, earning about $45,000 a year. A series of false starts came first. Pressure to be the first in the family to attend college, then culinary school, with another student loan, and fast food service job, a marriage and a house, a bankruptcy, and a divorce. Well, I mean, this sounds like a disaster of a life. Things happen. Debt can also bog you down. When her personal crises piled up and the sale of the dental practice where she worked pushed her into a new job, she felt overwhelmed by her loans and bills. She cashed out her retirement savings early and paid some of them off. Still, she kept several credit cards. See, now, here in Australia, we had voluntary super withdrawals. You could withdraw up to $20,000 tax-free of your retirement savings because of the economic emergency. And the number one thing people did was pay off debt. Number 2 was gamble, but still number 1 was pay off debt. So I was hoping, probably naively as I tend to be, that people would have learned and just destroy the cards. Or just reduce the, if you have to keep it, if just in case, reduce it down to $400 or $500 limit. And if you want to have a bigger buffer, put extra money on there, put $1,000 on there and forget about it. You're not going to earn any interest on it anyway. But here's the trap. She paid it off and boom, she kept it. So several. How can you have several credit cards? I mean, I've got one for business. And, well, I don't have a personal one anymore. Actually, I got rid of it. But we had one for business, one for home. Each around $400 or $500, whatever the bottom I could get it as. Just, frankly, out of convenience and being lazy. It took me a lot of effort to finally get around to getting rid of our personal one. And I'll eventually get rid of the business one. But, we're not talking much. It's convenient. I've already got my office and everything on there. I don't want to change those numbers. So, I mean, personal, several. Is that normal in America? You never know what might happen, like a worldwide pandemic or perhaps. Well, see, this is why you don't need a credit card. It's why you need an emergency fund. You need to have a 6-month emergency fund. And it looks like, well, people in America are as terrible as we are with regards to having those emergency funds. So, or like losing that new job at the very start of it. Rhonda has deferred her mortgage and some utilities. Sounds very similar, doesn't it? Life trudges on despite the global crisis. A minor surgery gets scheduled. Her oldest starts driving and needs car insurance. The younger one needs the soccer gear. Well, the oldest should have a job. Isn't that normal? When you get insurance, you pay for it? Oh, you gotta help. I'm not looking forward to teaching all my teenage girls how to drive. They'll probably be better than my sons. So here's her monthly budget, pre-pandemic. So look at that. She was already spending more than her pay. So she was getting $3,000. She was spending $950, and that's car loans. She had a car loan. She needs to sell the car and go on a clunker, like Dave Ramsey always says. So bills includes water, cell phone, and insurance. Well, need to go on a cheaper plan. Surely they've got cheap plans in America. We can get stuff here, unlimited calls for $15 a month. Surely there'd have to be something like that over there. You know, groceries and meals out. Why are you eating out? Shouldn't be eating out. That needs to go. You know, health and others. Yeah, there's definitely room to here. You're going in the red over $400 a week. Is this a week? Oh, a month. Okay, $400 a month. So, now with the pandemic. So she's deferred her loans. Her bills have gotten $90 less. Food is down significantly. See, look at this. This here. I bet you this is because she's not eating out. She's eating at home. There's your $500 saving right there. There's the lesson right there. Look at that. From $800 to $300. Eating at home. So, gas, home improvement, videos, and streaming. Still, that's still cheaper. The difference there. Joseph, eating out it's a luxury. Okay? Going out to a restaurant, eating out, getting takeaway, getting Uber, any of that stuff, that is a luxury. I'm thinking a lot of people will realize, particularly here with all the lockdowns. So you're trying to be careful, and then you're like, this sucks, she says. I make decent money now, and I shouldn't have to live paycheck to paycheck. Well, you were going $400 a month in the hole, and you were spending $500 a month more on food than you probably should have. Look at that right there. Why can't she see it? Will she say it? She wishes school would teach children money management. Yeah, that's it. I was trying to explain to Mina using Lego the idea of investing in a money-making machine, trying to get a passive income stream. I'm saying, okay, because we've got us some silver coins. I use that to teach the kids about money, and next we'll be trying to get them into some shares. Just some simple exchange traded funds so they can just sit on and we can make a big deal when they get their dividend, even if it's a couple of dollars. So it's way more important sometimes than algebra or geometry, she says. For herself, she looked at going back to train as a hygienist too, but it's another $30,000 in student loans, more debt she's not ready to take on. Well, she should get an employer to pay for that. Or she should save up the money and go for it without a loan. So up and down on a roller coaster. While more education usually does mean more income over a lifetime, it's also expensive. The cost of college has more than doubled in just 20 years. And student loans are the fastest growing type of debt in America. And they're a debt you cannot bankrupt out of. Complete and utter con. The government has just enslaved you with these damn things. Here in Australia, we're very fortunate with the HEX system where we have to contribute about 20% of the funding for our place, and you pay that off over time when your income reaches a certain threshold. And the interest on it is about inflation, so it's very low. It's at the inflation rate. And this is a cost incurred by our state to improve the educational value of our citizens. And they've adjusted it now to make it more affordable for more useful degrees. So, there are some advantages to it, but the American system is just a nightmare, and that's because the government is guaranteeing these loans that people can spend on their anything, really. They get a student loan and spend it on accommodation, which seems just insane, utterly insane. Because a degree is a degree is a degree. Sure, if you go to a prestigious one, that can make some difference, but for most people, it's not going to, particularly if you're the first person to go to uni. Many people use this money to learn a trade, like Rhonda or Robbie Hamilton. Let's have a look at Robbie. 28 spent virtually all her savings to get out of her home in Houston and move to Austin for massage school. What the? Okay, I've got to get my bearing here because I'm not American. We'll bring up here. So she went from Houston to Austin for massage school. How far away is that? Okay, let's have a look. I'm assuming it's Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. Okay. And where'd she go? To Austin. Where's Houston? Where's Austin? Okay, so we've got Houston here. Austin. How far is it? There. That's nothing. Why does it cost all your money to go from there? What are we talking about? Where the crow flies 230 kilometers. 400 k's, 500 k's probably driving. It's okay. It's like going from here to Bundy, is it? Let's have a look. Hang on. Let's have a look. Let's go to Brisbane, Queensland, so I can get an appreciation of it. So 200. So we go up to Fraser. How much are we looking there? Yeah, so it's going up to Harvey Bay. You could do that in a day. It's a long bloody trip. You can do it. But okay. Well, that kind of puts it in perspective. So, but massage school? Surely there'd have to be massage schools in Houston. What? It's massage school. Why are you traveling, 230 kilometers into another city to go to massage school? Can someone explain that to me? Is Austin like the massage school capital? Or is this just stupid naivety wanting to get away, to go somewhere different? Which probably, I bet it is. So, between classes, she worked at a salon around the corner, sweeping hair and doing laundry. Her boss paid her state licensing exam as a Christmas gift, shelling out the $200 she couldn't afford. Well, there you go. That's nice. She now owes more than $10,000 in student debt, but has kept it in forbearance or on hold, trying to get to a point where paying my student loan wouldn't actually break me, she says. The debt relief, plus full-time massage therapy work, $24 an hour with generous tips, had Robbie feeling solid financial footing for the first time in her life. Fantastic. I don't know what to do with myself, she says. When you start making more money, you can upgrade your bills just a little bit. I got a new phone. I was like, this is a whole new world for me. Still living more comfortably, paycheck to paycheck. The move to Austin proved more difficult for Robbie's boyfriend, Andrew Menzel. 30, America's music capital, lured him with the promise of lucrative opportunities for his line of work in audio and video tech. Back in Houston, a phone call or two had him running visuals for big oil board meetings or shepherding rock stars to concert seats. In Austin, he's struggling to book enough gigs even after slicing his rates. Once the shows stopped coming in, I was completely at a loss, Andrew said, and I've been kind of pivoting ever since. The pandemic has undercut both of their careers. Cancelled live events meant no work for Andrew. Robbie hasn't done much massage therapy since this spring, relying on unemployment benefits and occasional side hustle. Andrews is now baking at a restaurant for $17 an hour. So here's their budget. So pre-pandemic, they were $4,000 and they were still in the hole. Look at their food. There's two of them. They've got no kids. $1,000 on food a month. Eating out. It's gone up. So 1,559 has gone up. Their bills have gone up. So unemployment benefits. So they're getting more money on unemployment benefits than they are working. How wrong is that? They got a new puppy. Why the hell do you need to finance a bike? That is the stupidest thing in the world. Why do you need to finance a bike? What's wrong with you Americans? Finance a bike. Come on. You get them at like Kmart or whatever. Sure, America's the home of cheap shit, isn't it? You can get a bike for like $30 somewhere or secondhand. Finance a bike. Come on. That paid off. So they're financing a TV. They're financing so that these stupid young people, they're not young, they're 30. Come on, don't finance why do you finance a TV? How expensive is a TV? You can get a TV for $1,000. A good one. A bloody good one. It'd be cheaper there than here. You got a big, and then they're second hand. Wow. Okay. Look, the saddest thing is they're better off now on unemployment benefits than they were before. But this just shows you how stupid they're being. At least they're going to learn from this, putting it out in public. Bills are a prominent expense for the two. Rent and utilities are pricey in places like Austin. The couple defray the cost of living with a roommate. They have also spent more during the pandemic, thanks in part to the boosted jobless benefit. Okay, so they're getting more money, but then they're spending more. They should have kept their spending at this level and then hit these bloody debts. Or have they taken on debt? Shit. Have they taken on debt during the pandemic to pay off a TV on finance and a bicycle on finance? Come on. I mean, we're all young and stupid. We've all done it. They're going to learn when this unemployment cuts off. Here we go. We know why Biden got in. Right there. Oh. A new floppy-eared responsibility entered their lives. A long-coat Dalmatian puppy named Lbry, both the keeper of the household sanity and agent of adorable chaos. Homebad Life called for splurges at GameStop, Nintendo, and Google for video games and streaming. Andrew paid off a TV he'd been financing and began a new plan for a bicycle that gets him out of the house. Why the hell do you need to finance a bike? They're not that expensive. I don't get it. Hang on. What's that big superstore in America that everyone goes to? What is it? Buying a bike. Walmart. Okay, well, Kogan, bikes, walmart.com. Come on, this... Okay, I don't know, we'll go all adult bikes. 124, okay. I don't know, I mean, he doesn't have the look that he'd buy one of these bikes, but still, $124. There, look, here, $124. Free delivery. A protection plan? Oh, come on. At home bike assembly. How hard is it to put a bloody bike together? What is wrong with people? There you go. You put it together yourself. A Walmart protection plan. Yeah. Insurance for your $124 bike. Yeah. No. Look there. Right there. $124. You don't need to finance a bloody bike. Why the hell are you financing a bike? Come on. So we're reading about people living paycheck to paycheck, and all I'm seeing is dumb, stupid mistakes. Financing a bike. Bloody hell, we're lucky they didn't finance the bloody dog. Remember the stories of people leasing a dog? They were leasing a dog, and then when the lease came up, they had to take it off them. Maybe they put it down if they don't make that crippling balloon payment at the end. Financially, it feels like going up and down on a roller coaster, Andrew said. I'm able to stay above water miraculously sometimes, but other times it's too close for comfort. Because you're shit with money, mate. You're pissing money away on crap you don't need. There's two of you and you're spending $1,000 a month on food. Well, you've got another woman. Okay, sure, she's in a different part of the country, but she's spending $300 in Columbus, Ohio. Is it that big a difference in food? I bet you it's because they're a young couple. They're not eating at home. You know, that all changes once you get married and pump out the kids. Then you have to cook at home. Come on, mate. Don't finance the bike. It's too late now. He probably already has. So, panicky in our gut. For the Lemurs, after the amplifier fight, budgeting became serious business. A painstaking accounting of birthday presents and vet visits, car payments, again with the car payments, and utilities that ran 12 pages long. With 3 children, one expense or another has always popped up, but healthcare costs have always been the heftiest for many families. In the US, medical issues are a major reason people file for personal bankruptcy. See, that's the thing. I bet you if you could file for personal bankruptcy out of student debt, that would be the major issue. You get your degree, file for bankruptcy, wait a couple of years, then start. Their medical costs weren't just big, they were many. Their son, with special needs, underwent numerous therapies. They lost a daughter who died after 7 years of fighting brain cancer. Debbie had her own cancer battle. Nick had heart surgery. So this family has just been completely done. They've been completely screwed over. This I can appreciate a lot more. This is just really life just smacking you around. Not financing a bike and spending $1,000 on food a week for a young couple. We never had the way to save, Debbie said. To this day, health insurance runs almost $1,000 a month. At 64, Debbie looks forward to ditching her high premium plan when she qualifies for Medicare. She believes they would have done better with more education. That's remarkable because she holds 2 master's degrees in classics, Latin and Greek. But in academia, without a doctorate, Debbie became an adjunct professor. A high ed gig worker, making less than $30,000 a year. Same thing as Australia. She couldn't afford to finish her PhD after her health problems and a funding cut by the university. Nick, 66, did not finish college. He fell into a solid job in tech, rising from technician to engineer managing software contracts. Then a few years ago, his work got outsourced. Unexpectedly retired, he aced a community college course in 3D modeling, but nobody hired him. So let's have a look at their budget, pre-pandemic. So they were just over. And they're just under here. So, I mean, there you go. It's health that's killing them. Nick picked up a school crossing guard gig to pay for the beer, he jokes, but had to stop during the pandemic. Debbie's college wages lag in the summer and her tuition dried up. They deferred some bills, took their 2 cats... Pet insurance? What the hell is pet insurance? Okay, pet insurance. Come on. Pet food? Cats eat your scraps, don't they? These dogs do. Wow. Museum membership. Luxury. Charity donations. Luxuries. All of these are luxuries. When you're saving nothing a month, you got to cut all this stuff before you get to this point. This is why. Pet insurance? Really? Americans. This isn't middle class thing. This is stupidity thing. It shows you can be educated to the hilt and not know basics. Looking back, Nick ponders whether their early start on children was what got them into a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. What if we'd been more disciplined about budgeting and saving earlier? She shakes her head. They never made enough money. Well, no, you're pissing money away on stupid shit like pet insurance, guys. You don't blame the kids. They're blaming the kids. No, it's not the kids. Kids don't cost that much. They cost as much as you want them to cost. And I'm speaking from a father of 5 here. We just would have had more savings, so it wouldn't be quite as panicky in our gut knowing that we're pulling from our savings, Debbie said. I think we would still be living paycheck to paycheck. Well, maybe cut on the pet insurance. So we got people spending money on pet insurance, people spending $1,000 on food a month, more than a family of 3, and financing a bicycle and a bloody TV when you can get one for $124. Why the hell would you finance this stuff? And again, it's the university debt. And I bet you, even if Biden does deliver and does forgive a bit of it, he wants to keep his voter base there of disgruntled and enslaved students. Get that bag of debt on your back. The government needs to get out of it entirely. Let the colleges fight for students. Not by just offering them all this crap that they can't afford, but by offering competitive fees. And I don't know why you hell are you moving to another city to do a massage course. Insane. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Aussie Broadband. You can buy merch from Heise Says, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.